Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making yuca pasteles or cassava root pasteles. If you're not Puerto Rican, they're sort of like a tamale, but instead of being made with corn, they're made with green plantain or with cassava, yuca, and with pork inside. I believe tamales are made with beef inside. I'm not sure, I never ate one. So, since I'm only cooking for 2 people, instead of buying a pork shoulder, I bought this shoulder blade, which is a smaller piece of meat. And I cut it up and I cut it into little squares, and I'm going to put all my seasoning in here and put the meat to boil. I also, instead of buying the actual yuca, the whole root, and having to peel it and grind it down with a box cutter, I bought this, which is just the yuca that's already grated in a 2-pound bag. I bought 2 bags of this. So I wanted it to be quick and easy. I remember when my mother back in the day did it, it was a whole process of start in the morning, you end up all the way at night. I mean, with the whole process of it. So I wanted to make it quick and easy. So I'll come back and we'll put some of the seasonings and I'll tell you what to do. Okay, so in here, I'm going to be putting some of this sofrito. I didn't make my own sofrito, so I'm just going to use this one. I'm just going to use whatever I haven't left in here. I'm just going to pour it in. I'm also going to be using this frecao with the cilantro. Okay, pour that in there. I'm going to be putting some adobo in here. Maybe about a teaspoon and a half. I'm going to be using 2 packets of sazon. Okay. Put that in here. Okay, and I also got this. Usually you get the achiote seeds, and then you have to put them in oil and then make achiote oil. I'm trying this. I'm pretty much, I think it's the same, just achiote paste. So I'll be using this later on. So, but for now, I'm just gonna move this around. I'm gonna let the meat cook, and when we come back, I'll show you what I do with the masa and how to make the pasteles. Okay guys, well, my meat has been cooking for 45 minutes. I made my achiote right here. I just put, like I said, I got this jar and I just put it in there and warmed it up a little bit, and it made the achiote oil immediately. So this is the best thing. I'm trying to take a shortcut to everything because, like I said, my mom used to take so long, all day long, making these, because she had to buy the yuca, the cassava, and peel it and then grate it. And of course, when she made them, she made like 200 of them, so it was like a whole process. She would buy the pork shoulder, the pernil, and she would have to cut it off the bone and cut it into small pieces and then put it to cook. And oh my God, it was just like such a big process. And then I'll show you in a minute how you put it on the paper and then you have to tie it together, and oh, it's just, so I'm doing it a little bit at a time because I want to season it, because I want to make sure it has enough seasoning. And I'm going to turn it orange with the achiote. So I'm going to put a little adobo, and I put a little bit of this sazon tropical in there. So, and a packet of sazon. I want to make sure that it's seasoned good enough with these pasteles. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you can actually make vegan or vegetarian pasteles. You can take Beyond Meat if you want to. You could take any kind of soy product, you know, and you do the same process. You get the yuca, which I'm sure vegan and vegetarians can eat yuca, or the ones that are made with green plantains. They're usually made with green plantains, jautia, which is taro root, and green, green bananas, like the bananas we eat, but they're very green, and green plantains. So, and yeah, so you could pretty much make it with the same process, and they're delicious. Okay, so this is pretty much mixed. I'm sure it's seasoned really well. Yeah, I didn't have a really big bowl, so I would just want to make sure it gets seasoned good enough. And after we make them, you boil them for about 45 minutes. And for the people who like salt, you salt the water. I'm not gonna salt the water. I don't use salt, so. Other than the adobo, it has salt in it, and some seasonings have salt in it. But I don't add extra salt, like I don't have salt in my house. Okay, so. Yeah, so. This is just so I wanted to make sure it has good flavor. So I'm gonna slowly pour in some of the achiote oil. Yeah, this stains, so I gotta be careful because my stove was a mess when my meat was boiling. I had to clean it all up. So, okay, let me cover this. Maybe I have to do a little bit at a time. Oh, and so like I said, yeah, you can make vegetarian or vegan ones if you want to. You can also make this. We're using pork, and I've always eaten the pork ones, but you can make them with chicken, you can make them with shrimp, you can make them with any meat, you know. So you can make them. I did use, like I said, the pork shoulder blade, which is fatty, because I think fat brings flavor. But you could use pork loin if you really wanted to, or chicken if you wanted to cut down on the fat. And like I said, you could use shrimp, you know. So okay, so after this is mixed up really well, make sure that seasoned good. You can actually taste this is just a root vegetable. It's not gonna kill you. It's not raw or anything, like it's not raw meat, it's just a vegetable. So yeah, you could taste it for salt, you could taste it for seasoning. Okay, and then once you have this process, okay, I will grab my paper. Hold on one second. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna grab some paper, pastel paper. I'm sure you can use, I guess, parchment paper or whatever, and then some string to tie it. And what you would do is you put a little bit of the achiote oil, so it can come off the paper very easily and it won't stick. So put a little bit of achiote oil on here, like that. You put some of the masa. You can make it as big or as small as you want to, depending on your appetite or, you know, the people who are going to eat. You put some of the masa there. Then you take some of your meat and you put it in there. You can put as much meat as you want to. Okay, some people put olives. I'm doing like the basic, but some people put olives in it. Some people put garbanzo beans in it. Some people put raisins in it. That's a real Puerto Rican thing, garbanzo beans or raisins. But like I said, I'm doing like a little quick process to this. My mother always took a little bit of the sauce and she just moved it around like that. to make sure it's nice and soft. Like this. And then it's just a folding process now. You take the paper. Oh, and a lot of people use banana leaves, but like I said, I'm doing a quick and simple way. I'm not gonna go through all that. So you just fold it in half. Let me make sure I have one paper. I have more than one. Okay. You fold it in half like this. Okay. Fold it. And you push. And you try to make sort of like a rectangle shape. Okay. Now, you will fold the paper like 3 times maybe. That's 1, 2. Like I said, push it, push it, push it. And then you bring it up to the here. Then you push, 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 fold, and over. The same as the other side. Push, 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 fold, and over. Okay. Unfold a little bit. Okay. There we go. And then you're gonna double it up, but I'm just gonna hold this while I make the second one. I'm just gonna hold this with my string. I'm gonna make another one and I'm gonna show you how we tie 2 of them together. So for now, I'm just gonna put my string to hold it a little bit while I'm making the second one, so it doesn't come apart. Okay. So again, oh, let me pinch that a little. Yeah. So just put some oil down. See, my meat has oil in it, so I can use that oil. Some of the masa. Some of the meat. As much meat as you want, as little meat as you want. My mother used to do this. I'm not sure what other people do it, but she always mixed it all together. So that's the way I do it. Okay, and put it more like a rectangle shape. Again, fold the paper in half. Push, push, push. Fold once, fold twice. Again, push a little bit. Turn it. Push. Fold the corner and bring it over. Push, push, push. Fold the corner, bring it over. Okay, now that I have the other one made, I could put both of them together. I will put my string. I'll take my other pasteles here and see, put the 2 ends that are like this end and this end together, like that, and then cross over like that. Turn it over and tie it. You know, do it a little tight, but not like extremely tight to the point that you burst anything. So that's pretty much it. There's your pasteles. These are big pasteles. You put these into boiling water. You know, you put them to boil in water. If you want, add salt to your water. Maybe a teaspoon of salt in a big pot of water. Put these to boil for about 45 minutes. and you're done. So I'm gonna put these to boil. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how they look. Okay guys, well, I finished mixing the rest of my juca mixture. I put half of my sauce from my meat inside of there. I mixed it really good because if not, it comes out too dense. So I wanted it to come out, you know, less dense. So my mom, like I said, when she used to put the masa down, she used to put some of the liquid and just mix it all around together. So I just decided to put the liquid right into the masa. And I wanted to also show you that if you didn't have this paper, you can use aluminum foil. I used to put a piece of aluminum foil, a piece of cling wrap, which I don't happen to have at the moment, but I will put a piece of cling wrap on it, on the aluminum foil, and then do the whole process the same way, which is just take some of the oil and put it on the cling wrap. And the cling wrap is not gonna melt, don't worry about it. Yeah, put the oil on the cling wrap all over the place, like that. Put the masa on it. Okay, like that on the cling wrap. And then put the meat. Yeah, so you put the meat on it. So it all depends. I mean, some people might be able to find the paper for pasteles. Some people might not. It depends if you have a Spanish supermarket near you or if they carry it. But if they don't, you could always use this, the cling wrap and the aluminum foil. Or you can make it like this, either way. So yeah, so it would be pretty much the same way, you know, but I'm just going to show you without the aluminum foil for now. I used that's too small of a piece of paper, but you just push it that way, fold it, push it that way, fold it, and then since this is aluminum foil, you don't need to tie it. You just will take the aluminum foil and fold the aluminum foil and fold the corners. Yeah, and just seal it so the water won't get inside. See? Seal it really good. And yeah, just put this into the boiling water for 1 hour. Yeah. And it comes out perfectly fine. See, no water is going to get inside. And just put it straight into boiling water. And I'll show you how to make a smaller one. I tend to make them too big. I don't know what it is. If you were making them like, you could make these like hors d'oeuvres. If you was making like a little party and you wanted to make these like hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, you could just, see, I have a smaller piece of paper. Put some oil, put a little bit of the masa. Yeah, see a small one, make a little small one. Just take a small amount of the meat. Put it in there. Fold them. Push, fold, and over. Push, fold, and over. You see? And then you could just wrap this little thing in aluminum foil and drop it in. See how little, small, little tiny one? So they'll be like hors d'oeuvres instead of big ones. And then, like I said, boil them for 1 hour and you should be good. We'll be back when it's done in an hour. Okay, well, it's been an hour of my pasteles boiling. First, I just want to show you, you could, once you have them like this, if you make a lot of them, just put this in a Ziploc freezer bag and you could freeze them for a couple of months. Okay, and my pasteles are done in here. I'm just gonna take them out of my pot. I'm gonna uncover the tiny one first. So you just, still hot as you can see. Just take the string off. There we go. Discard the string. Yeah, so this, like I said, will be, if you want to make them like hors d'oeuvre size. Okay. Sorry if you see a lot of steam. Okay. Yeah, shake it a little bit. It's a little bit slightly stuck. Let me get my spoon. Okay. Slightly stuck a little bit to the paper. Not too bad, but there goes the little hors d'oeuvre size. And I'm gonna open the one in the aluminum foil now. That's gonna be hot. Okay, this one was the bigger one. Like I said, I will put cling wrap in the aluminum foil, but I didn't have any cling wrap, so I ended up using the parchment paper just to show you how I will wrap it up, but it would be with cling wrap instead of the parchment. Okay. It's hot. Very hot. Hold on. Let me just clean this a little. Oh. There. Okay. Okay. This way. And yeah, it stuck a little bit, but not that bad. There we go. There goes your pasteles. I'm gonna taste some of this little one. Ooh, hot. Mmm. Delicious. Tastes really, really good. Okay, well, my plate is a little dirty, sorry. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And remember, no matter what ingredients you have, or what equipment you're using, or what's your situation, you can always make a great meal. Thanks for watching.